Hey guys, Sierra Lee here with Arise with Sierra. And if you are viewing this on my YouTube, on my webpage, I just want to say welcome. And today we are going to discuss chest voice. So, chest voice, what is it? Why is it louder? How do I use it? How do I extend it? I get these questions all the time, and a lot of you commented under my Instagram post of what you wanted me to talk on in these videos, and chest voice was one that was commented multiple times. So we're going to talk about it today. All right, so the first question would be chest voice, why is it louder? So chest voice is louder because you're using you have multiple layers of mass that are thicker and thinner in your vocal folds. When people don't think of that, they just think that vocal folds are these big like floppy things and they just like work. And they do to an extent, but there are multiple layers. And after doing an Estill voice training 2 times and taking vocal pedagogy in college and doing a lot of research, I have learned a lot about the chest voice and why it's louder and how it works and how and what things you need to do in order for your chest voice to sound better and be healthier. Especially from someone who has been injured due to incorrect chest voice and incorrect belting. I am very, very big on this and teaching my students how to do it correctly. So chest voice is louder because you're using more fold mass. So you're using all the layers, okay? So when your vocal folds are vibrating for each pitch, they are using the whole mass, yes? And so people always say, well, chest voice versus head voice. And I do want to kind of get away from using chest voice and head voice because it was always believed that chest voice was your low range and head voice was your high range. And what we're finding, especially in the current music, is that your head voice can come down in your range and you can still use your head voice in that mid range. And then as we know through musical theater and pop especially, we can take our chest voice all the way up into that head voice range. So chest used to mean low and head used to mean high. And we don't want that because that's not true. We can do both in different ranges. And so so I like to use thick folds is what they use in Estill voice training. If you haven't looked it up or you haven't heard of it and you're a vocal coach, you should definitely go check it out. It's all over the world. It started in Australia. And so they use thicker folds because you're using a thicker fold mass. And when you're using a thicker fold mass and your vocal folds are staying together longer, then you're going to get louder sound. A big misconception in chest voice is that I need more air. And also if you study Estill at all, you will find out that a lot of people and a lot of coaches are saying it's because you don't have enough air. You don't have enough air. You don't have enough air. And especially in chest voice, students all over the world are pushing breath and they are pushing air. Of course, you need air to sing, but too much air, especially in the chest voice as you ascend, not good, no bueno. So in chest voice, we are using a thicker fold mass. And then when we say head voice, we will refer to that as a thin fold because you're not using all the mass of the vocal folds that's possible. You're just using the little bit, yes? And so when we talk about head voice, I'm going to refer to that as thin folds. And when we talk about chest voice, I'm going to call that thick folds. I'm going to refer to that as thick folds. So, it's important to know the difference, and it's also possible to not be full thick fold, and it's possible not to be full thin fold. I can be a very strong thin fold, like when people have a very forward, amazing mix, or they have a super forward, awesome head voice or thin fold. That's actually just a thicker thin fold, but I'm still thin folds. For instance, if I say or like I am just a thicker thin fold, but I'm still thin folds, right? Because I'm not, if I was thick folds, I could be a thin thick fold could be as loud or soft as I want. Or if I'm at it could be nasty, it can be forward, it can be whatever you want it to be, yes? So, chest voice can be confusing, but it's actually, if we strip it down, and you just want to figure out how to find your chest voice, just talk. Just talk. Hey, how are ya? And some people talk really soft, and they talk like this. And so, if you are a talker that talks like this, I do want to encourage you to say, hey, what's up? Like, if you're talking to a neighbor who's mowing his lawn, right? And you're like, hey, you're about to run into something, yes? So, that's something you can use to kind of access that. It should be, hey, you shouldn't take a huge breath before you do it. Just go for it. So, if you're watching this right now, just try it. Hey, what's up? Yeah? And so that's your thick folds. I don't want you to go, hey. That doesn't make sense because that's not thick fold, right? Hey, what's up? And you can start lower. Hey. And it can be whatever you want it to be, whatever pitch you need. And maybe at first you're not going to be able to go as high as that, and that's totally fine. But I think we put so much constriction and so much breath into chest voice, and that's why so many students are having problems and injuries in chest voice. So, number one, speak on your text. If you are a person working on a song and you want to do it in chest voice, speak on the text. You can also take it down a few steps and work your way up in chest voice. Yes? You can also just speak on the text and then speak on the text as well. So what that means is I say, if we take a Change in Me from Beauty and the Beast, when she does, and I never thought I'd leave behind, what you can do is, and I never thought I'd leave behind. Is that disgusting? It probably feels disgusting and sounds disgusting. But did I hit the pitches and was I in thick folds? Yes. And then you can figure out what you need to do. You can add some AES narrowing to make it a little more or you can relax. You can do different things to change the tone and the quality that you want. And then obviously adding some onsets and offsets to make it whatever vibe you're looking for. But then I'm still in thick folds. Once I figure out how that feels to be in thick folds and not be afraid of those pitches, then I can go back and say, and I never thought I'd leave behind. And then you're like, oh, okay, cool. That was great. Could I do that in thin folds? A lot of musical theater people might do that in a mix. If they have a very forward mix, they can totally do that. But today, since we're talking about chest voice, I want you to be speaking your text on pitch for that song. Number two, I want to make sure that you are retracting your false vocal folds. That is so important. So many people in their chest voice, especially as they ascend, they're like, why does it feel painful? Why is it constricting? Like, why is it so tense? I feel so much tension. There's a difference between tension and effort. Tension and work. There's difference. So make sure that you are not constricting as you ascend. Yes? You don't want to sound like you have to go to the bathroom. Nobody goes to perform and says, man, I just want to sound like I have to go to the bathroom, because that would be awesome. No. So make sure that you're retracting. If you don't know how to do that, come see me. Come see me. But I don't want you to be constricted. I want you to be retracted. So you're going to have to feel the space of this without pulling everything down. So if you are having trouble with this, come see me. Come see me. And I'd be happy to help you out. Also, especially as you're ascending in your chest voice, getting towards, if you are going towards a belt, make sure that your tongue is high. And that is the dorsum of your tongue, not the tip of your tongue. It would be really weird if you were singing, you said, that would just be weird, right? So make sure it's the dorsum of your tongue. If you don't know what the dorsum is, come see me. So chest voice, speak on your text, retract your false vocal folds, and make sure your tongue is lifted. And make sure, number 4 would be make sure you're not pushing breath. You don't need to take a big old breath before you do it. You don't need to. And so that's what we've been taught. Take a huge breath, take a huge breath. It's a big phrase, take a bigger breath. That's wrong. Don't do it. And you still need some breath, but you do not need as much as, yeah, you're going to constrict, okay? So if you have any questions at all, please let me know, and I would be willing to help you out. I can answer your questions. And if you're someone who wants to get hooked up with me so that we can get lessons going, then go to my contact page and just type in your name and your message, and it'll send straight to me, and we will get going. So thanks for watching, guys, and I hope this helps. Let me know if you have any questions. Have a good day.